I also watched a classic film.
Oh my god.
Full of humour and emotion and brilliant, fully realised characters. I watched Robert Altman's Nashville again for the second time.
Oh, the incredible Master of Cinema series Blu-ray.
Incredible Master of Cinema
Volume
Blu-ray.
80.
Volume 80 with an amazing booklet and a DVD and
edition.
3 discs.
Discs,
I sold my DVDs.
What?
No, I've got the Blu-ray, but the DVDs were just pointless, so I sold them on eBay for about £8. Someone paid £8 just for the discs.
God.
I mean, you could just buy like loads of editions and sell the DVDs.
Well, I've got
Blu-rays
loads of them
separately.
on those Master of Cinema series sets.
Yes, but anyway, the film Nashville, 1975 it came out. Robert Altman was riding on the success of I think he made 7 films in 5 years before this, all of which went from acclaimed to being like masterpieces. Like MASH was the first one. You also had McCabe and Mrs. Miller, which is a classic. The Long Goodbye, which is a classic. And a few other ones littered in there that were all acclaimed, like California Split and Thieves Like Us, but weren't like big hits. But then he made this film, which is probably the most acclaimed film he ever made. It's the one that's seen as being the most important, and it's not my favourite Robert Altman film. That's McCabe and Mrs. Miller. This is probably my second favourite one, but it's just an incredible film. So if anyone's not seen it, it takes place in Nashville over
Really?
Yes, over 5 days. It's the bicentennial, so all these different country singers and various hangers-on come to Nashville to celebrate the bicentennial. There's not much plot. That's basically it. A bunch of people hang around Nashville for the bicentennial. It's set over 5 days. But it's got a cavalcade of memorable, brilliant characters and brilliant moments, and it's just an incredible film. What did you think when you watched Nashville? Because was this the first Altman you'd ever seen other than The Player?
No.
Oh, and The Long Goodbye.
Yeah, so it was like the third one I'd seen. No,
Yeah.
I was pretty versed in what Altman was about by that point, so I was ready for the film.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yes.
It's my favourite Altman film out of the 4 I've seen.
Yeah.
It's my favourite one. I just think it's the culmination of all his kind of ideas and themes he's been building up to over, like, the start of the early to mid 70s.
Yeah.
So for that reason, it's my favourite.
Yes.
And plus, it's just a great film.
It is. It's dense and like. So basically, if you're an Altman fan over in the UK, it's slightly different. I mean, for this film than if you're in America, because this film has only ever been released on DVD last year. This is the first ever time it's been on DVD.
Yeah.
So I'd seen several other ones and thought like, oh, Nashville sounds awesome. Get it on DVD. So yeah. So I'd watched this, and you're right. It is the culmination of a lot of different things he was attempting. Like a lot of his films obviously have that sort of layered, dense sound design, which you see obviously in McCabe and Mrs. Miller is the most extreme example, where you can't even hear what the main characters are saying half the time. But this sort of pushes it to sort of like an extreme where it's still approachable, you can still hear the characters, but it's over like a din of background noise, and especially in this film music. Like there's something like an hour of performances in the film. I think it's 160 minutes, and an hour of that is just music performances.
Yeah.
But the music performance never drags. I'm not a big country fan.
No, I'm not at all.
Certainly not the country that's in this, which is sort of traditionalist country. But the performances never drag because they do a thing which is pretty good, where they advance the characters.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
It's
like
very clever.
Yeah, like rather than a film where it just has a close up of someone playing guitar, just to sort of add a bit of intrigue. It actually like adds to the most famous scene is the bit where Keith Carradine plays I'm Easy.
I'm Easy.
Yeah, and instead of just focusing on him playing it, just to get like a sense of the location, which I think a standard film would have done, it goes through each of the women that are in the audience.
Oh, they all think he's playing the song for them.
Yeah,
it's really cool that.
It's a stunning. I say it's one of my favourite scenes in any film because he's playing, and the song itself's amazing, and the performance is amazing, and the sound is brilliant because it's just that. It's like one of the few films at times the film cuts to just being one sound rather than all the different stuff in the room. And it cuts to every single character who's there. There's that incredibly insane BBC reporter who maybe not a BBC reporter.
I don't think she's a BBC reporter. I think it's all an act.
Then you've got Shelley Duvall's groupie. You said least convincing groupie ever.
Yes. Who would want to bag Shelley Duvall?
I think she's all right looking. Leave off Shelley Duvall. Where does this Shelley Duvall hatred come from?
I still think she's a very attractive woman. She's a great actress.
Yeah.
A great female actor, because I can't say actress anymore. Yeah. She's a great actor, just I don't find her very attractive.
Right. And then it cuts to, then it sort of pans around more to the woman who's in his band.
Oh, yeah.
And it keeps going to him, but then it sort of focuses in on the woman who's played by Lily Tomlin. And you know it's her that he's actually singing about. Brilliant! All it is 3 minutes of someone playing guitar, but it moves everything along so much with the characters and the themes of what it's saying. It's brilliant. Every musical performance in a film should be that dense. And
I love the opening.
The opening.
Where it's like that guy singing about like All American Anthem, like, we've been here for 200 years, at last 200 years, or something like that.
We must be doing something
That's
right.
it. We must be doing something right.
Yes.
The last. I remember there's that hippie like played like on the piano. He's like, "What are you doing? You're all out of key. Oh, what are you doing? You're fucking it all up.
Cut your hair.
Cut your hair, hippie."
Yeah, brilliant scene.
That's great. I love that bit.
It's one of the best Altman films and all because it actually like comments directly on America.
Yeah.
Like obviously the McCabe and Mrs. Miller does that as well, and so do a couple of other ones. But most of them are like character studies or like about a place.
Yeah.
Like MASH is all about. It's not really a comment on America. It's all about war and sort of that experience of being in that environment rather than like a big sweeping statement. Because that wasn't what it was about. But this one's all about America at the bicentennial. I think he was definitely going for a comparison between the sort of hierarchy of fame in this and sort of capitalism.
Yeah.
Like it portrays so well how every single character is sort of layered. Like you've got that guy who sings 200 Years, he's at the top because he's sort of the most...
he's like the Don of Nashville.
He's the Don of Nashville, yeah. And then you've got that horrible singing waitress who... Give me a little piece of my love. She sings like that. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got her at the bottom and you can
it's
tell
horrible
every
that, isn't it? There's that one character who's like... she's not very good at singing, but basically she works in like a strip club.
She gets a job thinking it's going to be singing, and then they sort of bully her into stripping.
Yeah,
that's a
awful.
horrible
It's
scene
awful,
to watch.
isn't it?
And again, it does this is such a difficult genre to get right. Like there are so many terrible, all is connected sort of ensemble films.
Yeah.
Like have you seen Crash? Not the Cronenberg one.
No, I've not seen the other Crash.
I've seen a bit of it, but that is like the most glib sort of everyone's connected. Because they're in this film.
You can see where a lot of Linklater got his ideas from.
Yeah.
Like basically Dazed and Confused is like a small scale Nashville where it's just concentrating on like all these slackers. All like what's the other one? Slacker. Yeah, like Slacker. Yeah, where it just picks out certain characters and it moves between them all and all that jazz.
They've said Robert Altman was a far better filmmaker.
Yeah.
Who had better skill and craft and worked with better actors and had more. He seemed to have more. Like a lot of the actors improvised their own dialogue and and I just did their own thing, and he was sort of just steering towards where they were going and stuff. So there was a lot of that.
Jeff Goldblum's in it.
Jeff Goldblum plays Motorcycle Man,
who doesn't really do anything. He looks on. He's like an onlooker.
Yeah.
He stands out, but he kind of Moses in and out of scenes and just...
He's like the glue that holds the
he's
film
like the glue that holds Nashville together.
Like characters interact with him and stuff. But what it does as well is it cuts to thing like when he cuts to a scene there'll be a linking device between each scene, but it won't be obvious. Like there's the one right at that scene where she strips is right after the I'm Easy scene.
Oh.
Almost a sort of connection between music at its most positive and then at its lowest. It's like they're both in these dingy clubs, but one of them is getting so much out of it, and he's there and he's singing like a love song to these women, and it's sort of more.
Well, it's a different kind of desire, isn't it?
Yeah.
One's romantic and then one's sexual.
Yes.
Yeah. It's really clever.
It is really clever. And there's other ones like this, like when Barbara Jean the mate is singing, it cuts to the waitress one sort of preparing to go out, but on the radio is playing a commercial version of what she's singing.
Yeah.
And you can hear the differences in the two songs if you really pay. There's too much, I think, in this film to get in one viewing.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really dense and
so many things going on. It's so perfect. There's so many things going on in each frame.
So many things going on in each frame. Yeah.
But it's true though, isn't it?
It is true.
Yeah.
It's every scene sort of is so either humorous or full of life or sad or It's just an incredible film. The whole of sort of human experience is there.
It's all in the film.
Like you get characters who are sort of completely free and just pursue this lifestyle, and then you get other characters like Shelley Duvall's dad. Whose wife dies, and then he's trying to corral Charlotte Duvall to go to the funeral. I mean, you get all this different mix of characters and stuff. I mean, who cares if nothing really happens?
That's it, yeah.
Builds up brilliantly to the ending, so spoiler alert if you've not seen the film. But basically, the whole film builds up subtly. I think you said that you thought it was obvious, didn't you, that she was going to get shot in the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming the first time.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like you know, with that guy, he's like, because there's another character which you follow, which is like he's like a nerdy book type, and he's kind of brought his little guitar to Nashville because he was trying to make a break or something. He's trying desperately. But then later find out that he's actually a murderer. He actually shoots that woman at the end, doesn't he? And, I kind of saw it coming because, like, you know, you're dealing with a film which deals with mid-1970s America. Yeah. There's going to be some kind of trauma in it somewhere. And I was thinking, well, where's it going to come from? Oh, that guy. Yeah. That guy's going to do something. He's going to go crazy or something. Or one of the characters is going to go crazy and kill another character. And then it's like, oh, we're having a concert now. I bet it's going to happen here. And I was right.
There's a really obvious piece of foreshadowing once you've seen it, which is he's trying to get like a lift, and someone goes, so what do you play? And he goes, oh, I'm not a musician. And he's holding the thing, so it's obviously he's holding it for something else. Yeah. You wouldn't notice it at the time because it's only like, it's buried in the sound. Yeah. But yeah, you can sort of see it when you listen back to it. Yes, and it's amazing because it is trying to say something again about 70s America, like that paranoia and the bicentennial.
I think the idea, because it all sums up in that final scene when that woman gets shot and they get taken off stage, and then the show must go on, and that woman who she's been trying to perform for the entire film, but she keeps getting shot down, and then she comes and she sings beautifully. It's an amazing song. Yeah. I almost see that as being like with all the trauma America was going through, it wasn't really assessing why that happened. It was more just forgetting about it and sweeping it under the rug and just moving on.
Well, the song itself is called "It Don't Worry Me."
Exactly. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, it's a great song. That. Yeah. But that's kind of like what's happening in America. After stuff like Altamont and kind of JFK and the Watergate scandal, which I presume had happened by now. Yeah. Instead of assessing the reasons why America was in the state that it was in, it was just forgetting about it and sweeping it under the rug. Yeah. Oh, forget about it, we're just going to keep on going. And it all links back to the opening song where the guy's singing about,
200 years.
Yeah, we must be doing something right for the last 200 years by not looking at the past and not looking at the reason why America is in the state that it's in, and just forgetting about it, sweeping it under the rug and just going, oh, we're country singers, we're all American and we believe in things, and the things they believe in are ultimately hollow. Yeah. Basically.
And you've got that scene and all where Barbara Jean has a mental breakdown. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
Where she's like, just starts going crazy on stage.
Yeah.
And then like her husband has to take her off and stuff. And then it's like that again. Like she's clearly mentally ill, but no one's gonna no one even bothers to say anything or just to ignore it, just so it'll go away.
Yeah.
Just hoping that she can just sing again and make more money.
She'll make more money.
Yes, but even with all that kind of stuff and saying that, and it's incredibly cynical, it's still full of life and humour and all these brilliant, vivid sort of characters, and so shockingly cynical about showbiz as well.
Yeah.
Everyone in this film is either at the top or they're trying to get there and they can't get there without selling out.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
Like the awful main man.
The awful main man. Oh, Henry Gibson's character.
Yeah.
And then you've got a brilliant scene where real stars are in the film. Elliot Gould.
Oh, Elliot Gould, yeah, that was weird, yeah.
It made me laugh at this because I watched, there's a joke in Community about, they go back to like a 70s classroom and they're like, this is a time when Elliot Gould could be a star. And like in this film he wears this ridiculous poncho, and I thought, what is he wearing?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that? He wears like a poncho, and then Julie Christie's in it as well. Obviously a callback to Long Goodbye and McCabe and Mrs. Miller, the celebrities that are in it. But yes, this is just an incredible... Anyone who hasn't seen it, I think it's one of the sort of most important American films probably of all time. It completely changed sort of this like a style of filmmaking. Like before this, there wasn't a lot of that kind of trying to sum up a place and using big ensemble casts and stuff, and like the level it went to of having like barely any plot. Incredibly
like a film that like evokes a time and place. Yeah.
And it's got like a massive cast where there isn't a single main character really.
Not really, no.
They're all given precedent. Everyone's story is just as important as everyone else's, and it's like it's got such a great. It's just an amazing film, so dense and full of moments, and you could go scene by scene and say why it's brilliant and why this is great, and like I'd probably never go to Nashville, and I'll certainly never go in the 70s. But this is as good, even though it's a fiction film, this is probably as good as you could get to summing up that kind of time and place.
Apparently, Nashville's a really cool place to live now.
Is it?
It's become almost like hipster centre, Nashville. But genuinely, it's been a really cool place. Like it's filled with music performances and it's really like pretty chilled apparently.
Yeah,
it's like a little beacon in the middle of the South.
Yeah. But yes. Incredible film. I do think that, just pass it to DVD, that this is one of the worst covers for a great film I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
That cover is awful.
Yeah.
It's a singing microphone with an American flag top hat. It's just rubbish. Brilliant performances as well.
Oh yeah.
Not touched on those, but every single person is sort of memorable just from... None of the characters are really... Because of where it is... There's no real audience surrogate in the film.
No, not really, no.
Because everyone sort of is in that sort of lifestyle. It's the funniest thing is that the closest to an audience surrogate would be Jeff Goldblum or the crazy guy, because they're interlopers, but neither of them say anything really.
That's it.
And it just sort of trusts you to sort of get acclimatised to this and to sort of soak everything up rather than understanding everything at all times. But the performances are just brilliant. You don't know much about the characters, but...
you can infer quite a lot.
Yeah. Also, brilliant use of the sound mix in... do you remember how there's that truck that goes around? Spouting the stupid phrases like, does Christmas smell like oranges to you?
Yeah.
And you've got all that. So that, again, another point about America, it's like a politician trying to get oranges on crack.
It's like a local politician going around, basically just he's saying all the right things to try and get voted,
Yes. But Nashville, 10 out of 10. One of my favourite films, just an incredible masterpiece. One of Robert Altman's best films. Go watch fucking Nashville. You've got no excuse now. It's on Blu-ray. Watch fucking Nashville. Brilliant. Don't watch the TV show Nashville, as it apparently has nothing in common with it and it's just a soap opera. But yes, Nashville, great film.